Barber College Success brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cuts Academy JC, Crown Cuts Academy Bristol, and Craig's Crown Cuts Downtown JC. Spreading love the Tri-Cities ways is one way, but the major way spreading love the Crown Cuts way. Live and direct coming at you. I got my co-host. Let them introduce themselves before we jump into this major topic.
Jordan Barr _52 on Instagram.
And my guy himself, live and direct. He over there laughing. Introduce yourself, man.
Jordan with the most serious look. Ammi Fields, Ammi your barber on Instagram. Yeah, we're here.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Barber College Success, a place where we help barber students navigate their time during school. We want to give you a great experience from knowledgeable people who have done this before on 3 different levels. We want to make your time in school valuable to you. So if you want that information, hit us up. Check us out. Like, subscribe, share it with a friend. Barber College Success. What are you nodding your head?
Huh? I'm listening. I'm ready. I'm pumped.
You hype?
Yeah, I'm hyped.
Yeah.
Somebody
Jordan,
literally just messaged us on Instagram like,
hey,
thank you for doing the podcast. Love it.
give him a shout out. What's his name?
Oh, I'm pulling up. I sent him, he got a personalized video too.
Okay, that's what's up.
His name is Drew Dunning.
From where?
You know, I really don't know where. I didn't get that far. He just messaged me. He says Mountain State.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Drew.
Where
Shout
was
out,
that?
Drew. Thank
It
you
sounds
for
like a college.
being one of our loyal subscribers and supporters. Hey, we come with the juice all the time. What you think? We come with juice, Jay.
All the time, man.
Jay Barr the barber. Jordan just got a fresh haircut, by the way. He just got a haircut for the podcast.
Yeah, this is the first time on the podcast where I actually looked crispy and not bummy.
I don't seen residual hair either.
Hey, man, you got
like
the old school Biggie Small shirt on. What you talking about?
Man, I mean, it's
That
I
is-
like my
hey.
what's it called? The neutral colors?
Yeah,
I
that's
like
it.
my neutral colors.
That's the drip, drop, drip.
Yeah. Feeling relaxed and comfortable. Man.
Yes, sir. Today we're going to talk about focus in school. How to focus during that time while you're in school. I think a lot of people have a problem with that. That's why the experience, students around the country, the experience is so kind of skewed. What do you guys think?
I think it's a generational thing. It's hard to focus. There's so much information getting thrown at you.
Right.
So many things that waste your time. You got, TikTok. You got, video games. You got, just your phone in general. I mean, your phone takes so much time away from because just check your daily usage and stuff.
But understand the fact that you're going into a career that you chose, that you want to. Why wouldn't you want to give it your all?
I don't know. I can't sympathize. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bible says, the dark doesn't understand the lightness. I don't understand.
Why wouldn't you want to maximize your time and learn as much as you can?
I feel like people just try to take in too much, they think about too much, and it kind of throws off their focus. Like they're thinking more about. I know when I first started, I was always trying to take everything on all at once, instead of focusing on one thing and trying to
build.
Yeah, I guess you can
step by step.
Yeah, instead of trying to make it all into one thing. It brings a lot of stress on you that way.
With practice and motivation, you can become a genius.
You just gotta take it one. What was the? How do you eat the elephant? one bite at a time.
Not two, one.
One bite at a time.
But think about that. With practice and motivation, you can become a genius. I mean, that's next level right there. And I think people need to start thinking about that more. With practice and motivation, you can become a genius.
Practice and motivation, become a genius.
And then you reach that enlightenment level of Craig Charles.
Yep.
But think about it. You have to have great habits for your brain. So if you don't have great habits for your brain, how can you accomplish things?
You can't. You gotta slow yourself down. You gotta. Right. In this time nowadays, there's just so much of an overload. There's so much getting thrown at you in your mind all the time, and I think slowing your life down. It starts with that. You have to take things one day at a time. You got to make plans for the future, but at the same time, you got to take it
one step at a time,
minute by minute,
right.
Hour by hour, day by day.
And you have to add some discipline and some focus in there. So that's why this podcast is about how to focus during school, because primary enemy of focus is distraction. The primary enemy of focus is distraction.
What distracts you? Do you ever get distracted?
I mean, of course.
What's your number one distraction?
I have to sit back and think about that because I'm pretty focused and I have like a schedule every day that I have to adhere to.
Whenever I don't sleep good, I can't focus. Like getting up at 5 a.m. sometimes is hard, especially when you go to bed late, and I just can't. Like if I know when I don't get enough sleep, I just can't focus.
Well, if you put it that way, when I have too much on my mind, I get distracted.
When you're trying to balance too many things at one time.
Yes.
How do you fix that? How do you stop not thinking about everything?
I slow down and start disciplining myself. Like this past week, I started focusing and started disciplining myself where I said I'm going to fast for a whole week and not eat nothing.
The whole week you ain't eat nothing.
Nothing.
Not just breathe, just air.
Just air,
water and air.
Just water, but that was a testament to my discipline because I realized
photosynthesis.
If I could do those things, there's nothing I can't do.
That's
so
true.
Sometimes you have to give yourself these self-discipline things to help achieve goals.
How long you plan on going?
I think tonight might be my last night.
Okay, because we don't want you falling out. Let's do
Oh,
that.
no. I mean, you came in, you said, Craig, you look thinner. I'm like, man,
in your face for sure, yeah.
I mean, like I said, learning passively is weak, and it is the reason we forget a lot of things. Think about that.
Learning passively is weak.
Right. And it's the reason we forget a lot of things. So passively is not giving you just kind of flying by. Passively just giving like your bare minimum.
So not trying to put forth your whole effort into learning
is weak.
It makes you weak.
And it makes you forget things.
Yes.
But think about it. Equate it to this You studying for your state board. If you passively study for it, I see the way you look at Jordan. If you passively study for it, what's the outcome going to be?
What is the outcome, Jordan?
It's going to be you're going to pass.
If you passively study.
If I passively study?
Passively study.
Oh, then you probably not going to pass. You're probably like landslide, like barely scrape the surface of passing.
Maybe. Yeah. If you pass it all.
So the whole time in school, you're practicing healthy habits. You have to practice healthy habits for your brain to function properly.
Yeah, that's one thing that like students don't do. Like students do not. There's a lot. I'm not saying all of them, but there's a lot of students that don't study outside of school.
Right.
They're like, I'm in school. This is it. But they don't think about if you just get ahead, like how much more it's going to do for you just to get ahead
and make life so much more easier because students they try to wait towards the end and try to push everything on there all at once.
And most people don't open the book until theory, but like you got chapters like anatomy. Well, there's no way you can get all that information just sitting in theory.
Anatomy is hard.
But I've always said if a student knows the book from front to back, that will determine his salary.
For sure.
And not just know the book to pass the test, but know the book to acquire knowledge, to understand every chapter.
Retain it.
Retain the information. That will determine the salary that you want after you get out of school.
Oh, yeah. 100% you're going to be a professional. You're going to stand above all your other peers if you know the book, and it's going to be noticeable. They're going to notice it early. Like I got students now that I see, they come in and they are reading the book, and they're not just reading like skimming. They know the book, and it's obvious, and it's almost, I don't say it's embarrassing for the other students, but they know that they're severely lacking in that. And
some holding their feet to the fire.
Yeah, some get discouraged, and some of them, see it as a chance to get better. And those are the ones that are going to be successful because the way that you are in school, just like in football, they're like the way you practice is how you're going to play.
Yep.
If you're not practicing in school like you're going to work in a shop, then you're not going to be successful.
Boom. So I mean, those little hitters I just hit, I mean, they're so important. Learning passively is weak, and it is the reason we forget to do a lot of things. Think about it, Jordan.
I mean, it makes sense. So, I mean, if you don't give your effort towards the specific thing that you want to learn about, or you're supposed to learn about, or in any type of career, you're probably going to be behind, or it's going to take you longer to even get where you want to be.
Practice and motivation. With practice and motivation, you can become a genius. Everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs to practice. Everybody needs some momentum because in life, momentum makes you excited. And after you get excited, that breeds some form of success. So you can put it in an equation: momentum plus excitement equals success. Plain and simple.
And momentum, like, I think that's something that people don't think about. Is like we all get stale after a while.
Yeah.
And you need those things to build up momentum to get you going. And you play off that, just like going to a hair show. Like most barbers, anytime they go to a hair show, they feel energized. They're ready to go and get back at it.
It
They
makes
can't
you want
wait.
to be a barber 10 times more.
Exactly. That's why you should go to those things. You should go to continuing education because it helps you be like, oh man, I'm ready to get in the shop and practice what I learned.
But I remember even like when you're practicing a sport, high school, some people high school, college, pros, most people, they frown upon when you're putting in plays, when you're doing the practical things. Everybody just wants to scrimmage.
Yeah.
Scrimmage is fun.
Yeah. Playing the game is fun, but
putting in the plays, practicing.
Remembering the plays.
Bless you. Everybody's waiting for the coach to say, in the last 20 minutes of practice, let's scrimmage.
Yeah.
But the most important part of the plays that's going to keep you in the game, the plays that's going to put you in position to win, the plays that's going to assist you to hold yourself accountable to do your part.
Did you ever tell them that you played professional football?
We'll bring that up in another episode.
I was just wondering. I just thought about that. I'm like, do they know that? Do they even know that about Craig Charles?
Now they know.
No, they know. We'll bring up another episode. But my passion is barring people out there.
I mean, I should know.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
We'll save it then.
Yeah, we'll save it.
Low hanging fruit, right?
Yeah, that's low hanging fruit. I mean, the industry of barbering has given me so much more than my football career. What football has done for me, it showed me how to be successful, how to do hard work.
Help develop that mindset that you got.
That's it right there.
That's what helped me too.
Yeah,
a lot.
And going to that level, to the peak of my profession, showed me that there's nothing that I put my mind to that I shouldn't go to the peak of it.
It's like Kanye West said, I believe right now, if I wanted to train for the NBA, I believe in 2 years I'll be in the NBA.
I mean, but realistically, we sitting there laughing, right? Look at Jake Paul. This dude came out of nowhere to say he's going to be a boxer.
Dude started from YouTube
and started training.
Yeah.
But he put in the work.
He did. I mean, he actually is working. Like, you can't just go in the ring.
I just say, yeah. A lot of people say he can't fight. I mean, he can.
To be in the ring with Floyd on a world stage, you got to put in the work. That man could have died if Floyd hit him wrong.
Them dudes are lethal. They can really kill you.
The man could have died.
I think he did die with one hug. Floyd was like, let me hug him real quick. I think I might have killed him.
I mean, he had the jello legs for a minute.
Yeah, he went a little loose.
But just putting yourself in that position to get that opportunity, it takes practice. It takes a focus that's unbelievable.
For sure.
And it's the same thing with school and barbering. And I know this platform I have is for the cosmetology industry, barbering, cosmetology, nails, aesthetics. But I think in life, as you go in life, a lot of the principles we share on this platform can help you.
It's the same for everything. I feel like this is the basic. It's just the basics.
Yeah.
It's the basic foundation of everything. If anything that you want to do is what we talk about. I feel like.
So I'm gonna throw some other things at you guys, and then let's see. And this is responsible. Tell me what you guys think. Everyone can be limitless, but not everyone will try to be throughout life. Our action reveals the choices that we have made. So when we talk about we're in school and we are in school passively, our action is going to reveal the actions that we have made.
Yeah. I think I got a quote that jumped in my head.
It's going to reveal the choices we've made. Simple.
Where I thought this quote, it sits in my head. It's one of my favorite quotes, and it's by Benjamin Franklin. And the quote goes, some men die at 25, but aren't buried until 75. So basically that means a lot of people are giving up on life early at 25 years old, but you got so much life left to live. Like, you don't want to look back and think that I didn't give my 100%. And I think that's another thing that sports taught me. It's like, and if you did play sports, you probably have one or two plays in your mind where you didn't give 100% and it cost you.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I got a deep question.
Let me hear it. I like deep questions.
It's deep, but it's not deep. It's kind of like a question to motivate people. if you don't give your all while you're training, are you preparing for a participation trophy?
Are you preparing for a participation trophy?
I guess so.
Real talk.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Get a high five. Good job.
If you don't give your all while you're in school, you don't come every day, you complain, you miss out on the important things, you miss out on taking your test, but you want to graduate, but you didn't fulfill your part of the obligation.
The participation trophy is you're a cutter.
I mean,
You're just a cutter with a license.
yeah.
You just
If you didn't maximize your time in school, learn as much as you can learn. Ask as many questions. You setting yourself up for a participation trophy.
network with your peers.
I mean, school is the most innocent place that you can be. And I know I can't talk for every barber school out there, or every cosmetology school, or every manicure school, every aesthetic school, but I can talk for mine.
Crown cuts.
For Crown Cuts. We have 4 programs: barbering, cosmetology, aesthetics, and manicuring. And we also have programs for instructor license as well. So I can account for those. And again, our platform is to help navigate and give students around the world, around the country, a perception of how it should be, how to be successful. So we have to be real.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and for those that are in those schools where they're not receiving this kind of encouragement or upliftment, hopefully we can be a light for them, you know, and they can be the light for somebody else, you know,
Right.
be the ripple, as Craig says, you know, we ripple, we try to throw a wave out. That's one of the beautiful things about, you know, building this content and doing this podcast. We can ripple all over the world, all the way to Madagascar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Figure this out. We going.
we're gonna go to Madagascar.
Yeah, we
Let's
going.
do
You
it.
gotta
Do some
take me, man.
cuts.
I gotta go.
You go to Madagascar?
Yeah, man, I gotta go.
You ain't even trying to go to Boston. What makes you want to go to Madagascar?
I said, so you gonna make people from Boston know
Boston will still accept you, Jordan. It's
Of
a great
course.
place.
All right, I hope so.
We're going back.
Let's go.
We always going back. So one question we need to ask students: look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, are you setting yourself up for a participation trophy while you're in school?
Yeah. Are you
And be real.
you're just gonna be a cutter?
Be real with yourself.
Yeah. Are you here to win it? Are you in it to win it? Are you just there?
Are you setting yourself up for a participation trophy? Some people actively take that.
So, I mean, I don't know what that scene. I don't know what that's like anymore. I can't sympathize. I don't even know what it feels like just to be like going through the motions. I don't know what that is.
Why would you want to?
I don't know.
Makes my head hurt.
I mean, but think about it. But you want the glory, but no guts.
That's what I was doing before I became a barber. Just waking up, living, just going through the motions, day by day. Just get up, do the same thing, and just living, and just tell myself. And then you tell yourself, oh, you know, I'm doing this. I'm just living. I'm doing this. You know, what more could you ask for me? And then, nah.
So we had orientation this morning at 11 o'clock in Johnson City School. And I was just so happy to see the excitement and the joy on those students' faces this morning. Like, man, I just can't wait. I love to do this.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, and I gave him that Jay-Z quote. Start off like this. Maintain that energy throughout. Make your first day like your last, and make your last day like your first.
You gotta get that tatted on you.
I
And make
remember
that-
that quote ever since the first day because that's what he told us to, and I remember that all the way through barber school.
Yeah, I mean, come with the same energy, because we know students who, just being real talk, students who, when they get the last 2 months in, they're like, man, I'm not taking no more haircuts.
Yeah.
And now, evidently, they're in the shop and having problems.
Yeah, and then feel inadequate.
Yeah.
You know why? Because you walked that last 2 months of school. You ain't try to. You stop running.
You stop running.
Yeah.
So that's where the participation trophy comes in. And I don't want to humble people, but I think when one of the staff came up with that one day, I was like, man, that's it. I'm going to hit students with that all the time. I'm going to ask them straight up. When they don't come to school, when they don't want to do what they're supposed to do, hey, you want a participation trophy? I can give it to you right now and give you a certificate.
Here you go.
There you go.
I bet you a lot of them will take it though.
I mean,
Honestly.
yeah, but where do you go with that?
That's just people There's people that want to be great, and there's people that just want to be average.
Can you honestly tell someone while you was training to be a doctor that, man, I went to medical school like 6 out of 10 days? It's the same thing.
I was outside vaping all day.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Missed
they're
some
gonna be out
class.
here working on my body. I'm gonna end up dying in art surgery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you working on the craft, and that's where our industry lost some of its respect, because there are a lot of people out there who went through school just like that.
And then they talk about the school, and it's like, didn't you go to that school? Like, wasn't you present at the school? So like, that discredits your education. So that makes people think you're not adequate for what you're doing when
Right.
you do that. You know, so
But most people in life, they don't talk about their inadequacy. They don't talk about their inadequateness.
yeah.
They put it on someone else. Oh, it's his fault. Oh, it's Ammi's fault.
Mhm.
It was Jordan's fault. Oh, it's Craig's fault.
That reminds me, since sports betting is a big deal, everybody always want to tell you what they won. Nobody tells you how much money they lost.
You never hear that.
They always come, yo, I won 500 last week, but you spent $5 to get it. You know,
You spend more than 5 to
spent
get it.
6 to get it.
You spend more than that.
Yeah,
You've been gambling for the past 6 months.
that's what I'm saying. That's
You ain't won nothing yet.
people only tell you how much they won and never tell you what they lost.
Be real and ask yourself while you're in school, am I going to school to get a participation trophy? And how you get a participation trophy is just focusing on the fade. There's too many students who are in school just focusing on the fade, taking a picture of fade. Look at my fade. And then people say, yeah, he can cut.
Mhm.
But you can cut. But are you becoming a master barber who can do every service?
Cutting. I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, I want to hear you talk.
I guess. Yeah, I can go ahead and say. I guess I was the type of dude that was really just focusing on the fade when I first started, because I just knew that I wanted to have the blurriest fade, and Ammi, because I didn't really think that scissor cuts, like shear cuts on top, was really like a important thing, and Ammi he challenged me. He was like, I want you to stop worrying about the fade and just focusing on your shear cuts. And he forced me. I mean, he kind of had to force me for a little bit. But after a while, I ended up liking doing my shear cuts more than I do the fades. I like learning about the shears, because I feel like shears takes a lot more skill.
It makes you well-rounded.
Yeah, so that's just something that I like. You just have to test out stuff that you like, that you take stuff you do what you want to think you would like, and next thing you know, you might even like it even more than what you're best at.
So a parent came to me last week. She signed up for the school, and she said, do my son have to do the women's services and the women cuts? I was like, so you want him to turn down services? I don't want him to do the women's services. So you want him to turn down services? Isn't the object of coming to school to make the most money that you can? And when students turn down services, they don't maximize their time. So they're saying, okay, I'll do the blurriest fade and then send the person to the neighbor to get a shear cut on top or to do some coloring. Why don't you get all that money?
And I remember, like, I remember doing that when I first started cutting hair. I was like, hey, I can't do that. But like, because when I was new, so I feel like I might have had an excuse. But there was times where I was like, I probably could have done it, but I was like, I don't think I can do that. But you feel bad.
Right.
Like, I felt bad for saying no, I can't do something. And there's no way like anybody doesn't feel bad for saying I can't perform this service. Like, and then some people, the people that hear that, they're kind of like, I've heard a guy go, ain't this a barbershop?
Yeah.
So y'all cut hair here? Like,
And people don't question that.
Yeah.
But people look at it as, man, I got this. It's feminine. If you do women's services, yeah, you're a hairstylist. First off,
I mean, if you've been in a shop for the last 4 years, throw that gender stuff out the window. Because there's dudes with long hair, women with short fades. Like, it's just not comparable anymore. You need to learn how to do it all, because everybody has everything.
And it's nice to break off from just doing fades.
Oh my
God,
I hate that F word.
I have a couple women that come in and just get layers in and a blunt cut. I mean, and I like doing those, because actually just
it shows your versatility.
Mind. Yeah, and it just take your mind off your freaking doing this.
Yeah.
But the key is, the more you learn is the more you earn.
For sure.
You making more money.
the F word. I'm just tired of hearing. I got exhausted. That's why I told Jordan. I'm like, Jordan, man, listen, you gonna get tired of that F word. You gonna hear that F word for the rest of your career.
What F word?
The fade. You're gonna get tired of that F word. If people come in and say, give me that F word, I'm like, oh man, I'll do this all day. No problem. I'll make it happen thanks to your money. But you know, it keeps you from getting burnt out. Being able to do everything keeps you from being burnt out. Like, you know, when people come and say, hey, I want, you know, give me just a blunt cut, you know, it gets me hype. I'm ready to go. It challenges.
The more you learn, the more you earn. Bottom line.
That's why after I feel like I'm pretty good at my shears, after I'm gonna move on to the next section, which is
The fire.
hair coloring.
Oh, color.
I want to be able to be I want to be a dope hair color stylist.
I thought you were gonna go ahead and go to cutting with fire. You ever seen the videos?
No, I'm not doing that.
That's the next level.
But think about the money that's in hair coloring. Think about the money that's in, you're able to do both.
And then you would really kill it too, because you think about busting out 3 cuts in between the person is processing, like, because you know that's what people do.
About an hour.
Yeah, when you do color, you just bring cuts in as you're doing color, and you can bust cuts at me. Dominate.
You see a whole lot of people coming to get their crossover license, and I'm like, you could have had that while you was in school. I want to learn how to do fades more, and it goes for the cosmetologists too, because a lot of them, when phase was coming their way, they hide from it.
Yeah.
They get scared and they hide from it in school.
I feel like they should just have one license at this point. Like for,
I feel so too, but I still kind of wanted to be separated.
I mean, I like the title, the
Yes.
barber title, but the only thing setting them apart is probably a razor. That's the only thing from a master barber to cosmetologist.
And pedicure and manicures.
Well, barbers still have to perform manicures, don't they?
Yeah.
Master barbers,
Yes.
not pedicures.
Not pedicures.
I mean, they just leg hands. That's all the feet.
Yeah, I mean that's what separates us.
Yeah,
and that's it. But everything else is the same.
Exact same. And then like my cosmetologist students are way more excited to learn how to fade than some of my barber students.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, if you're not going to leave here and be the best short hair cutter in your shop, your salon, or wherever you go, then I didn't do you justice.
One of the students in the evening, I talked him into doing the whole thing. He just wanted to. He's like, he wanted the women's services again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's like, I don't want to do these extra hours. I was like, hey, are you in this to make money, or are you in this to just pity paddle?
I think people just think that if they learn how to do women's services, that they have to focus on doing just women's services. I don't know. I feel like, it's your career. You can base what you really want your foundation to be, and then you can still be able to do certain things.
I think most men just make it. They just seem like, let's be honest, they think it's less masculine to do women's services. Like, you're not masculine, but that's not the case. You know, I've met a lot of dudes that did cosmetology, and they were boss at everything. They could be fades and everything.
But that's where you can set your salary apart too.
Exactly.
You can come out there out the rip and charge $40, $50, $60 for your services.
Well, and a lot of these educators, they do everything. They do everything. They have to. These travel educators, they do everything.
Come in there doing $50, $60 a rip out of school because you're so good.
Yeah.
So what I originally said in the beginning, learning passively is weak, and it's the reason we forget a lot of things.
You're not putting your full effort into learning.
You're not putting your full effort into learning.
And you're not going to retain it because you're not putting effort in to retain it.
So, and barbering, it's work. Going to school is work. You're going to have to put some time in. It's something that you learn. And you know what, most people who are not barbers, when I tell them how much time it takes to be a barber.
Oh, it's a long time.
No, not really. Just be frank and honest. When I sit in rooms and talk to people like at country clubs or Rotary clubs, or just talk to students, talk to teachers, people in the casual conversation, a lot of times they're like 12 months. Oh, that's not bad. And you be able to have a job and working and making this money already in 12 months?
I can see you at the country club with a cigar, talking to
people. 2 cigars.
2 cigars.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're talking.
You got one on each side?
Yeah, double fist.
Oh,
no, I don't smoke. Just disclaimer.
No, you're right. No, you're right, man. And it doesn't take that long. The return on investment is so big. It's
major.
It's based on yourself, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you put the effort into it,
you have to.
I mean, it's all on you.
Practice and motivation. With practice and motivation, you can become a genius. But you want that genius status, but you don't want to practice.
No, and everybody learns different.
Right.
Like, I was reading David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me, and he said he would have to read things 5 or 6 times just to get it, and he would do that. He made himself do it, and it was exhausting, but he got it done.
But it's practice. You can't stop practicing. Don't stop practicing.
Practice till you get it.
Practice till you get it.
I mean, if anything, if you really want to learn it, if there's a certain way you have to learn it, force yourself to learn it that way that you're comfortable with. Like, I'm a very visual learner, so it's kind of, I usually see everything visual, like on like a presentation or.
So you have to be focused, and if you learn and learn is difficult for you, you have to be focused, because the primary enemy of focus is distraction.
And there's no excuse not to learn things nowadays with so many free, teaching tools. You got YouTube. You can watch a TikTok video and you can learn how to break into a house or something. You know what I'm saying? Like any information that you want to learn, it's on the internet right now. It takes practical application to get good at it, but you can learn anything.
And it doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but project into the realm of possibilities. That's what you're doing. Giving yourself an option to have options. You don't have to be perfect while you're doing it. But if you practice hard and give yourself the opportunities to have options, that's what you want.
And I mean, nobody's perfect at all ever. And you never obtain that perfection, I would say, but you actively work towards perfection. That should be your goal. But perfection is your goal without demanding perfection from yourself.
Right.
You don't want to beat yourself up, but that's what makes barbering so cool. We all started bad. Nobody started good. That's not a single person started good.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
So let me read this to you guys. Learning is a continuous process that occurs throughout life, but your brain deserves regular breaks. What do you think about that?
You got to meditate. You got to take breaks. Anything that you do. I mean, God rested on the 7th day. You know what I'm saying? He could do anything. So he was like, yo, I'm gonna keep my feet back. You know what I'm saying? You have to take some mental breaks, physical breaks.
Understand the success that you're having and don't beat yourself up, because if you beat yourself up, you're making it seem that you're not learning when you are. So step back a little bit.
That's why I'm taking my vacation and that trip to California.
But when I say step back, I'm not saying step back. Don't come to school. Don't do your practicals. That's not what I mean. Step back and chill and analyze what you're doing, what you could do better.
Sometimes you just got to reevaluate everything, because you get all this information dumped in there and you're sorting out. You get exhausted sorting out. Sometimes you got to take a step. Like sometimes in mid haircut, if I'm doing a haircut and I got to do shear work on the top of a haircut and I'm fading on the sides, I will stop fading, because I will get to the point where my eyes aren't adjusted, and I'll just go ahead and do the top and come back and finish my fade, because I just get like not burn out, but my eyes just need readjustment.
Yeah. Step back.
That's why in school, I still went to school. I took like a little mini 2 or 3 day vacation. And I think I left on a Saturday night and I came back on Monday. But we went to Myrtle Beach and I sat on the beach and I looked out into the ocean. And I was just, just try to let everything go, as far as in my mind. Because during that time, I was thinking about a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, where I wanted to be at. But I also took time to appreciate where I was at. And and it helped me a lot when I came back and I was ready to go again.
I can imagine Jordan like dramatic music playing behind.
No, I feel accepted. I was like, this I was like, yeah.
I got stories and stories about students who had to talk off the ledge and wanting to quit school or just missing school. And I'm like, you don't understand what this is going to do for your career, your life. It's going to change your life. Imagine if it's like, hey, man, let them go. Just let them live.
You've also had students that didn't hear it too, right? They walked away. They didn't want to hear it. They just decided that was it.
But the students who stuck in and took them a while, and you see them now, they're like, man. And a lot of them come to me and say, thank you. Thank you for not letting me quit. Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming to my house when I was missing school.
And that's one thing about Crown Cuts Academy that goes along. Like, they will do everything they can to encourage you to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, some places will just take your money and let you quit. Boom, get out. But Crown Cuts Academy, they make so much of an effort to get people through, to let them know that they can do it. We push for that.
Yep. Your mindset controls your actions. You can get anything you want once you are convinced that it is possible.
For sure. I'm Kanye West now.
What do you think about that?
Say that one more time.
Your mindset controls your actions. You can get anything you want once you are convinced that it is possible.
I mean, I feel like that's battling with your mind with anything, bro. That's because I mean, I used to have fights all the time. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to the point where I'm at, or I'm just like, I might be stuck on like. I used to really get depressed about certain stuff, but I would always tell myself, like, it's okay. You're just gonna keep on going with yourself. You gotta keep pushing, and I still do that today. So it helps me out a lot.
That's why it's important to have healthy habits for your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have healthy habits for your brain, that helps you overcome those times. You gotta exercise your brain too.
How do you exercise your brain, Craig?
I mean, I read. I mean, I have conversations.
I think that's an underrated tool, is having somebody that you could bounce conversations off of. You know, and about the industry. Like, I have different people in my life that I can talk about different things with, you know, and you need those people to have conversations. And they could be just a person in the chair beside you in the barber school.
A mentor. I think everyone should have a mentor.
Yeah.
A mentor is like a coach. LeBron has a coach. John Elway had a coach. Tom Brady has a coach. I don't know too many baseball. Big Papi had a coach.
You don't know too many baseball, but I thought you liked baseball.
I do, but I mean, I don't really like
you don't
baseball.
even like it like that.
Not no more, because I mean,
the Red Sox are bad.
I mean, you're a Red Sox fan too, man. When Ammi talk about sports, he get heated at this one quarterback. Don't bring him up. Don't bring him
mad.
up. He gets heated at him.
It's not just him.
Did you like him yesterday? The backup?
No. No, I didn't.
But it was.
They ain't got film on him.
But they talk. Look at the score. Yeah, that's true. But it was a blowout.
We ain't got no film on him.
Ammi is hard on the squad.
I'm realistic, man.
He is hard.
Football it's been around for a while. It's no secret to it. We know what's happening.
Habits are products of repetitive actions which could lead to a life change.
That life change is the key word there, because you have to change your mind state sometimes and just realize that, like, this is everyday life. Like, you just got to figure it out and make it work at that point. And you just got to make it incorporated in your day to day. And once you do that, you can be successful in anything. I mean, even if it's just like, I want to study for this. If you read something a little bit of a day and schedule it, you're going to know it. You're going to figure it out.
Momentum. All that gives you momentum.
For sure.
What do you think, Jake?
I mean, that's something that I actually that I had to kind of incorporated here recently, is because I used to have a bad habit of not waking up early for the barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Jonathan and the rest of the people at the barbershop kind of had like a little meeting, and it was like, he wants people to get there a little bit earlier so we can get our walk-in ready a little bit better in the mornings. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I'll try to get up. So I set myself an alarm to get up at 7:30 so I can take a shower and all that stuff, get ready, brush my teeth and all that stuff, which I haven't been doing. And now that I've been doing that, I feel a lot more focused. I mean, it brings you a little bit more. Once you get in the shop, you'll be more focused, and that way you can concentrate on your hair, because it makes you feel better about the day.
You start off your day right.
You get up at 7:30.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's big.
Get up earlier than that.
I can't. I'm not an early morning person, but I mean, I
what time's the shop open?
9:00.
Oh, okay.
So you see, that's a direct correlation to what I'm saying. Habits are products of repetitive action, which could lead to a life change.
Just gotta make it your life daily thing, even if you're not working. 7:30.
Having a sharp focus helps in scaling, learning distractions.
How do you sharpen your focus, Craig? In what ways can you sharpen your focus? Because I feel like that's a learned thing. That's not something. I mean, some people have it. Some people are just locked in.
But you have to look around and ask yourself, how do you want to be successful? And when you ask yourself, do you want to be successful? You follow habits of highly successful people.
Mm-hmm. Who is one of your persons that you follow for successful people?
I have several mentors that I speak to once a week, every other week, that helps me, keeps me focused, hold me accountable. And that's what I want.
Yeah. I feel that's important. Having somebody.
Everybody needs a coach.
Looking up to somebody that's
someone who's done it before you, who understands life, because they'll show you how to avoid a lot of mistakes. Why would you not want people to help you avoid certain mistakes in life?
You just gotta be willing to listen to them.
And surround yourself with great people.
Attaining success requires deliberate efforts. even when inconvenient.
Say it one more time.
Attaining success requires deliberate effort, even when inconvenient.
You gotta give it your all, even when you ain't.
Yeah,
You know, when it's all against you.
I mean, that's it right there.
I mean, people just want to perform when the lights are on.
Yeah.
When the lights are off, you gotta practice too.
I was thinking about that on the treadmill today. Because the dudes I was working out with, they already quit early, and I'm like, ain't nobody in here but me now. They're like, I can walk out here and nobody know no different. But I'm like, what would that do for me?
I mean, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, and that way, you put all those applications together, then no one can come to you and say, "Here's that participation trophy."
Yeah. We only see LeBron James when he's on TV. We don't see him when he's in the gym,
yeah.
when he's working after hours, early mornings. We don't get to see that.
Putting in that work, keeping his body right
for sure.
To perform
the millions
in his
of dollars.
20th season.
20 seasons. That's crazy.
But it takes some deliberate focus and effort and some habit forming things to get him to where he needs to be.
This dude's been playing professional basketball as long as I've been alive, almost.
And all these things we talk about today, you can apply it during your time in school. If you want to be successful, be deliberate about your habits. Be deliberate about your focus. Be deliberate about not wanting things just handed to you. And understand this is a learned skill. You're going to get it if you put the time in. It's a learned skill.
And most people have made an investment or taken a leap to get there. So why would you take that leap and not do everything you can to be successful at it?
And that's why sometimes I feel some people in life are like, they don't want to share things with some people because they want you to go about it and grind like them.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's okay. I feel like that's because I mean you can't give everybody everything. You can. I mean, it's just some people have to learn it the hard way. I feel like that's a better way sometimes too, honestly, in my opinion. But that's just me though.
I see what you're saying. They gotta try to figure it out a little bit for themselves.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like I was cutting this guy's hair the other day, and he's a car salesman. He sells cars, but he told me he was interested in being a barber. I'm like, well, you should be a barber. You should go be a barber. And he's like, why do you do that? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, why would you tell people to go be a barber? He's like, I ain't gonna tell people they need to sell cars. I'm like, well, listen, man, you ain't gonna hurt me. I'm gonna keep going. Right. I mean, what I got, what looks like work to you is easy for me. So you gonna have to work twice as hard just to do what I do walking through it. Because when you run as hard as you can for a mile, it's gonna be so much easier to run each time you run that mile. And eventually it's gonna feel like it's nothing once you get to that point. And that's how I feel with barbering at this point.
And not understanding the work that you've put in, the work where you are in your career, the things that you're doing. I mean, it just doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like work anymore. It doesn't. When you love what you do, it's not work. It's not. This is not work for me. People, I drive an hour and 30 minutes to get here. I love it. I meditate. I listen to a book on the way here, and I drive back. And we've done that for like almost a year now, and I still love it. I have not one time not been like, I gotta go to the podcast. No, I'm so upset when I miss the podcast. Like, I'm upset. Like it's hard to miss it because I love doing it so much.
There's a student in our school, right? She drives 2 hours every day.
2 hours?
Yes. She don't complain.
Every day.
Every day. She hasn't missed one day.
That's crazy.
And she's pregnant.
Dang.
And then Micah Taylor, who now owns 2 shops.
Yeah.
He went part-time, and it took him 2 years to get his license, driving an hour and 45 minutes one way.
But you see what I'm saying? It can be done.
It's got to change your
like
mindset.
The other barber who drives from Kentucky.
Yeah.
He drives 2 hours too.
In a big truck.
Don't call him that. And he had a natural disaster.
Oh yeah, and the severe flooding.
Yeah.
And still went back and helped.
Yeah.
With the flooding.
And missed like a day or 2 days of school.
Yeah.
And came back.
What's your excuse? You live 15 minutes down the road. Why ain't you going to school?
Yeah.
This man is driving 2 hours from leaving his family in a natural disaster and not missing school.
That surprised me when I found that out last week.
You just found that out?
Not with him, but with her.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that either. I know who you're talking about now that you said that, but I didn't know that either.
The dedication of having morning sickness. The dedication of just coming every day with a smile. I've never seen her without a smile. happy to be there. Understand that she has a goal on hand. That's that focus that we're talking about.
Yeah, you think life is hard just doing your daily thing? Carry somebody while you do it. Carry another
but-
person.
You gotta stand up. She's standing up all day.
But being real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She never missed not one day.
That's crazy.
Seemed like she just came to school and she's out.
It was just focus when you really want it. But
You got to practice. You got to have some good habits.
I just don't know what it's like to be those people anymore. To be those people are just like miss days, just to be missing, not because you got something to do, because you want to stay at home and play video games.
Excuses are the tools of incompetence, which build monuments into nothingness. And a person who practices them will be seldomly good at nothing else. Excuses are the tools of incompetence, which build monuments into nothingness. And a person who practices them will be good at nothing else.
And you know those people. You know the people that are just like always, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened.
Boss school out. Boss it out. It's going to be well worth it. Go through. I understand there's circumstances. Things happen. And a lot of times I ask students, tell me about those days when you could have came to school, you didn't come. I don't want to hear about the days when something came up, something happened. How many of those days did you have? Oh, yeah, I had several. I had a couple. Come on.
New 2K came out. Take a day off.
Do you want that participating trophy or not? That's my new thing.
A participation trophy.
Yeah, that's what
you need to
want.
make it. You need to have little papers that say participation trophy and just hand them out.
Well, I got an old school pencil sharpener at the school. And I tell students, hey, what you here for? To sharpen pencils or to be a master barber? I had it in the middle of the floor. Somebody took it and hit it.
No, they did.
Yeah. Because it made them feel bad. Some of them who would come in and I would talk about it. What are you here for? You had to sharpen pencils. You had to cut hair and be a master barber. Be great. Why are you wasting people's time? Why are you wasting your time?
You only get one life.
Why are you coming here part-time and just coming some days, not coming, and come up with an excuse why you missed today? But then it's someone else's problem now. Someone else is messing up with you with your hours. That kind of irks me. I had so many students tell me, man, you messed my hours up. Why would something that I am passionate about, that I would almost cry about, want to hold you back from completing school and graduating? What does that do for me?
I guess it's the same people making excuses for why they're not getting their stuff done.
You can tell your instructors and your owner of school who's invested and embedded in the school and with you in your career. Why would they want to hold you back? If they're asking you to practice your craft and to be the best or be better at it. You mad at someone telling you to be good at your craft? Like you said, you play football. You play football. Imagine a coach trying to tell you how to do this technique. Then you look at him and tell him, get mad at him for teaching you how to be better.
How dare you?
Usually the coaches that weren't yelling at you, the ones that didn't care because they knew that you weren't.
They probably yelled at you enough. They tapped out.
Yeah, they're like, you're what is it? You're
we're babysitting now.
Uncoachable.
Uncoachable.
We're babysitting now. We're gonna give a participation trophy. The banquet. Hey, let's give it. And he gonna be under his breath for doing nothing in practice.
Tackling dummy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just like give him a clap. Everybody clapping for him. You should be like, come up there and stand in front of everybody and say, hey man, I know I got through with this certificate, but I didn't give my all. That'd be a real student. That'd be a real person.
I'll clap for him.
I clap.
He's right. He did it. I'm glad he's honest.
I mean, no doubt. I would clap for him too.
I don't even know why I'm at this ceremony.
I mean, your favorite rap when he says, give it up to the
what?
Your favorite rapper. Give it up to the who's your favorite rapper?
I don't know. Have I said that to you?
Who's your favorite rapper?
That's a tough question. I really want a spot. I guess Kanye West would probably be my favorite rapper.
Give it up to the
the last call.
Yeah.
I got it. No, I know you're talking about.
Give it up to the, you know what I'm saying? He said clap for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want, but that's like, you didn't give your all to somebody clapping for you. You should feel bad.
I'm sorry for the pause. I was just thinking, I just can't wrap my mind around people not doing it off, not doing the most, man. Like I'm thinking about every day. I feel like I ain't doing enough. Like I wake up like I ain't doing enough every day. I'm like I gotta do more. I gotta do something else. Like we are all going to die one day. Like everybody in this room, everybody listening to this podcast, one day you're going to die.
Yeah.
And you gotta get old. If God willing, you get old, you gotta look back and look at your life. And a lot of people can't handle that thought of like, I haven't done anything. Like I've accomplished nothing. Like if you're listening to this, doing the best you can through school, getting your barber's license, that's something. You did something there.
That's an accomplishment.
That is an accomplishment. Most people don't even get a secondary education.
And giving you all.
Yeah, 100%. And then acquiring a skill, learning something.
Yes, that can feed you for the lifetime.
That is something that you can hang on the wall of your life and be like, I did that.
I did that.
For yourself, you know, and
then for your kids too.
Yeah, and for your children, you know, like when Craig has the graduations, like, you know, some people take the graduation for granted, but some people ain't barely graduated high school.
I've had so many students who said, man, I've never had a cap and gown on. It's the first time. And I was like, you know what? That's what's up.
Yeah.
Put that on. Have your parents come in and see you walk across that stage.
And
let's celebrate you. Yeah. Let's celebrate you. That's why I make graduation a big deal. That's why I make graduation a big deal. I want it to be a ceremony.
Yeah. Because some people might go their whole life and never achieve anything.
Yep.
And then do that.
Oh man, this was a great podcast. What do you guys think?
I'm pumped.
It's dope.
Yeah. So this was plenty juice, plenty info.
It's one of the topics that makes your chest hurt.
I mean, do you want to participate in trophy or not? You know what I mean? But like all good things gotta come to. We're gonna get them next week. You're not gonna be here next week, am I right?
Unless I zoom in, I'm gonna be at the beach.
Yeah,
I'll be at the Outer Banks.
I'll be here. We hold the fort down.
You need to cut. I always take my clippers with me when I go to the beach. So if you
should.
I'm at the Outer Banks.
You should. We're doing the fades and flows in November 5th or the 12th. It's gonna be Battle of the Borders. Bristol got the belt and the trophy. And I told the guys in John City, like, man, we got to bring that back down here.
It's cool that you got that. That motivates.
We're going to make it dope. Battle of the state. The border was. I got a school in Virginia. I got a school in Tennessee. We're going to do a barber battle. Fades and flows. Make it live and direct.
And the crown, too. You got the crown with the belt.
Yeah. Yeah, it stayed. I mean, I hope Colton, he took the crown last time. I hope he participates. He has to defend it.
He has to. Yeah,
he cannot just defend it.
He can't not come defend his crown.
He cannot defend it. He got to.
He has to.
Yeah.
Did Jeremiah compete last time?
No, Jeremiah didn't compete.
Why didn't he?
I don't know.
We gotta get everybody. There's a lot of dope guys.
Some heavy hitters.
They are cutting already.
Well, you gonna be here this week when you leaving?
This week?
Yeah, you gonna be here this week at the school?
Yeah, I'll be there this week.
So encourage them. Talk to them about the fades and
I'm
flows.
gonna gas them up.
Yeah, because
please don't have anybody in it though. You know what I'm talking about.
What?
A lot of people that be scared to do it. I'm telling you, freaking barber battles are so dope, bro. I want to do another one so bad,
especially when you're in school.
Yeah, especially when you're
that's when it's innocent time to do them.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever played sports or haven't played sports, like having that nervous energy, that's a cool feeling.
That's normal.
Yeah,
it's okay,
and it makes you better at cutting hair,
being competitive.
So this is gonna be fades and flows. I think number 5 for us.
Okay,
it's gonna be dope.
Numero 5.
Yes.
We need to make one just for the area.
I am. We're gonna do that. It's gonna be at the lake with natural light.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. It's gonna be at the lake. I already got the spot already.
Yeah, nobody can complain about their lighting.
Yeah, you let me know.
Cash prize. We're gonna try and get the cash prize. Probably like $1,500 with a winner.
I definitely would. Yes. I'll be in it. I want all the smoke.
Hey, no doubt.
For real.
This is all, and I hope all barbers in the area. We got so many barbers. I hope they participate. And I know some are gonna be like, you say you the best of whatever, within that 30, 40 mile radius, everybody should jump in it.
But I feel like a lot of people are scared.
Hey, you know what this could do for you? A barber battle by the lake, outdoor event, next level.
And then you show your clients too, like after you get the dub, you show your clients, and they like, "What'd you get that for?" Oh yeah, I'm winning this barber competition.
I want to go with him.
My barber won a competition.
Yes, sir. But what you guys think about today's episode, this podcast? Be real with it. What you guys think?
I think Jordan don't want to see me in a barber battle.
all the smoke. That's what's up.
We've been putting these videos out and stuff.
Hey, I'm gonna make it a big event. I'm probably gonna try and shoot for it. Probably May, June.
Yeah, I'm definitely down to do it, man.
I'm gonna do a blunt cut.
I'm gonna start shooting it out, preparing for it in like January, pushing it out there. Yeah, East Tennessee, top of the mountain barber battle by the lake.
That'd be dope.
I'm gonna roll a perm.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Hey, that's impressive. Hey, a perm with a fade.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
$1,500 cash prize.
Nah, it's dope. I'm down for that. That's
Fingers
exciting.
crossed.
I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'll be pricing.
We have an entry fee.
I already got my client on
have
my
some
head too.
trophies.
You gotta
Yeah.
sit me next to Jordan.
Oh, no doubt.
I'll be looking at them the whole time when I
Yeah. But anyway, man, Barber Success brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cuts Academy JC, Crown Cuts Academy Bristol, and Craig's Crown Cuts Downtown JC. Hit us up. Share the post. Share the episode. Give us a like. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbor about this podcast. It's dropping major gems to the people out there who wants to know or want help navigating barber school. It's only 12 months. In 12 months, you should be licensed and ready to work in the shop. Make some money for yourself. Go hard or go home. Give it your best. Give it your all. And my co-host himself.
Am I Fields? Am I your barber?
Jordan Barr _52 on Instagram.
Hit us up. And we appreciate all the love you guys give us, all the feedback, all the reviews. I mean, we love them. Keep them coming because it keeps us motivated to do our research to come and give you all the juice that we have. Again, spreading love. And again, we keep forgetting to mention we're the top 25 podcast in the country. What do you guys think about that? The top 25 feed spot.
Top flight security in the world.
Yeah, top
That's
25
dope.
podcasts. I mean, that's big. I mean, that's we growing. When you have top 25,
I just like people messaging me like, yo, we love it. Just random people, just like,
That's
love it.
big.
That's crazy to think
That's-
about the outreach of that.
that's dope. Yes, sir. Again, spreading love the Tri-City way is one way, but spreading love the Crown Cuts way is the only way.